Alright guys, what is going on? It is Spherical here. We're back with the Seven Deadly Sins Season 4 episode number 16 or 17. Which episode is this? It is episode number 17. Last time on, Meliodas went full on dark side. He's on a mission now to defeat the Demon King, or to become the Demon King, which would, has to defeat the Demon King first, and to save Elizabeth by doing that. So I'm excited to see where this all leads. I'm ready to get right into this one. Again, I don't want to talk. Links in the description. Go now. I don't know what to think right now. That was just like, that was the best episode of this season, actually. I'm pretty confident in saying that. That was the best episode of the season so far. Fuck. First of all, the fight between Meliodas, Estarossa, and Zeldris felt like a real fight, and it was good. I really enjoyed it. I think it was like, I love how quick it, like, I love how that just the light switch, and Zeldris and Estarossa both at the same time charged at him, and then Meliodas just fucked everybody up. But that was, I think, probably the coolest moment of this entire, well, it's either that or Escanor beating Meliodas. Again, amidst all of the terrible animation that fight had, the actual end of the fight itself was pretty damn badass nonetheless. I don't know, I just feel like this episode was just really well done as a whole. And it adds more to the confusingness of this season, where you can have, it's so inconsistent. But again, I enjoyed this episode. And I really I don't know what the best choice is here. I get what Meliodas is doing, and he did say, which is kind of what I was kind of alluding to at the end of last week's episode, if he does become the Demon King, like, that'll be pretty much it for him. He won't be on Earth anymore. He'll be watching up above from wherever in Purgatory. Is that where the Demon King is, in Purgatory? Probably somewhere. I don't know. He's not going to be relevant, at least for the living mortals. So again, at that point, all he wants is to lift this curse, and he did actually mention that at least he believes that the only reason why, they even love each other, and why Elizabeth loves Meliodas specifically, is because of the curse. And that if the curse is lifted, she won't love him anymore. Again, I think that's bullshit. I think if one thing this show has taught me, it's that the love they have for each other, it's destiny, okay? It's not part of the curse. I'm already, cringing at hearing myself say this, but it was fated to be from the beginning, so I don't think that's going to change anything. Whoops. Man, when Meliodas just switched like that to his regular self, like, just the cheery voice and everything, we haven't heard Meliodas like that this season, maybe in the early episodes. But again, the most we've seen of Meliodas this season has been him asleep. Well, yeah, I think Meliodas hasn't been like that carefree at all this season. Again, maybe in the first episode or two, but remember, Meliodas had that scene where he was crying. I'm trying to remember, did that happen at the end of last season or at the start of this season? I can't remember when it happened, but ever since that moment with him and Elizabeth talking, I feel like he's just had a serious tone. And then, when he fought Escanor, it really just all got unleashed. And ever since then, he's just never been the same, right? He's been kind of consumed by the demon. So that just it hurt, seeing him switch like that, and how quickly, he was right afterwards. He's like, I'm not like that anymore. It's just, Yeah, I don't know, man. So Elizabeth is going to go back to the Seven Deadly Sins to try and stop Meliodas. Ban has just gone to purgatory, which, so I don't know. I don't know what that's like. Again, he's trying to find Meliodas' emotion, like his, because again, the king has kind of sealed that all away. But is that something you can just find? What's gonna happen? What if Ban does get stuck there for all eternity? Like that would literally, I mean, it's literally hell, but it would be hell. So Esdras was awake and he had a flashback with Elizabeth, but I don't know, because I don't know if he even knows who Elizabeth is. Elizabeth said she's never met him, and when she said, you know, I've never met you, who are you? He kind of said like, I don't know, this is a weird feeling or something like that. So maybe he saw her in a, like, maybe, I don't know. I don't think they've actually met in person, but something weird is happening there. But Zeldris promised to work with Meliodas. I don't know what Meliodas said to him. My only guess, I think the only reason in my mind why Zeldris would want to work with Meliodas is that Meliodas told him, I will let you become king. But that doesn't line up with anything Meliodas is saying. The way Meliodas is talking, he's the one who's going to take that spot to heal Elizabeth and just become the king for the rest of time. So I don't think, you know, I don't think he offered like what did he tell Zeldris? Did he, I don't know. He offered him something. I don't think he threatened Zeldris, because I don't think Zeldris is the person to back down. You know, I think he would fight to the death to become king. So I gotta think Meliodas offered him something rather than threatened his life or something like that. I don't know, maybe he did. So their next goal, the demons that is to gather all of the powers of the Ten Commandments and reunite them as one. And they specifically said that would be equal to 50% of the Demon King's power. Is that what they said? Because he gave half of his power to the Ten Commandments, and he specifically split them up so that there wouldn't be one person strong enough to fight against him. But if they gather it up, like, would that person be on equal footing with the Demon King? It sounds like that's where that's going. But again, out of the Ten Commandments, they already said they have Gother, Gloxinia, and Droll. Again, Gloxinia and Droll are dead. And I guess Gother, I guess they got his commandment back when he died, like his original human or demon self died. So those three. They also have Grey Road, which Meliodas got. So that's 4. And then Galland and Meliscula have both been defeated, but they still have their commandments. So that would bring us to 6 commandments, right? Although, I'm just thinking, hold on. So that's 6. Darieri and Monspeet. And then we have Estarossa, Zeldris, and Meliodas, which would bring us to 11. But again, I'm just trying to think back, because... Oh, and there's Fraudrine. But again, I'm trying to think back. There are a couple members of the commandments that have different commandments than, like, the past. Hold on. Let me just think this through. I want to look back for a second. Okay, so I think the way it works is, Fraudrine was the one who took over for Gother, right? So maybe, was Fraudrine specifically selflessness? I can't remember. If he was, then I'm guessing they don't need Fraudrine's commandment, because that would have been Gother's commandment from the beginning, right? So scratch him out of the picture. That would still leave us with 11. But again, now I'm remembering the 10 commandments as they are right now technically don't include Meliodas. Again, it's just weird because I'm trying to think back as to which members took over who and whatnot. But again, if the 10 commandments as they are right now technically don't include Meliodas, so scratch him out of there as well, and then we're left with 10. So again, they have, just to recap, they have Gloxinia, Gothers, Drolls. Actually, you know what? I think it's easier if we write out the actual commandments themselves rather than the names of the people, right? Okay, so here we go. Again, it's been a minute since I've gone through all of the commandments themselves. So again, going by the commandments themselves, Purity is still owned by Derriere, which they don't have. Patience, which is Droll's, they do have. Love, which is currently held by Estarossa, they don't have. Selflessness, which is currently held by, was last held by Fraudrine, they have. Galland, the Truth, they don't have yet, but he's, they can get his easily. Gloxinia, Repose, they have. Grey Roads, Pacifism, they have. Meliscula's Fate, they don't have. Monspeeds, they don't have. And Zeldris's, they have, I guess, but they don't have. I guess I'll mark Zeldris and Esterossos because they're, well, I don't know. I won't mark theirs because what if they decide not to cooperate? So they still need Derriere, Droll, they still need Derriere, Estarossa, if he doesn't want to work with them. Galland, Meliscula, Monspeed, and Zeldris, if for whatever reason Zeldris doesn't want to give it over willingly. Again, Meliodas doesn't count because he doesn't have a commandment anymore. And yeah. Again, I don't know why I kind of caught myself over with that again. It's been so long, and we've seen different members go in and out and stuff. So especially again, the reason why I think I got caught up on it a bit is because half of this season was like a flashback to the previous commandments, and a lot of things were switched around and stuff. So it just kind of got me all looped up. But yeah, no, I'm curious to see how that all plays out. Again, mainly the two that they still need that are still kind of alive and kicking are Derriere and Monspeed. Again, Meliscula's been defeated, Galland's been defeated, and Estarossa and Zeldris just have to work together. That's that. So, and again, Monspeed and Derriere are kind of just chilling in some house, living their life. So, yeah, anyways, I'm going to leave it off here, though. As always, if you guys want early access and or the full-length version to these reactions, you can click that link down in the description. It'll take you to patreon.com/sphericalfilms, and you can check that out there. But with all that out of the way, I do thank you guys for watching. I'll talk to you guys all on next week. Because next week with episode number 18 of season 3. Until then, peace out.